Hey everybody, Kathy from Whole Home and Body Health here, and today I have a really quick tip for you about the air quality in your bedroom. So about now you might be thinking, hello, you're shooting a video and you're on a bed that's unmade and in a messy room. How professional is that? Well, actually, that's the tip that we are going to discuss. So this bed is unmade, and that's actually how I like it. So as far as air quality goes and reducing your allergenic response or your allergen load, it's actually a great idea to keep your bed unmade at least for a couple of hours in the morning. So the theory behind this is when you sleep at night, you perspire a lot. You might not notice this, but your body is actually perspiring quite a bit. Your body is very warm and you're creating this really warm, cozy nest for bacteria and primarily dust mites. So when we get up in the morning and we make our bed, we're creating just the optimal place for dust mites to proliferate and to potentially cause us to have some allergenic responses. So obviously we don't want to create an environment like that. We don't want to give these dust mites and other bacteria and mold spores a chance to grow and be comfortable. So by leaving the sheets pulled back and letting the bed air out, that's actually a really, really great thing that you can do. Now I realize this is going to be challenging for some of you that have really strict standards about cleanliness and being orderly and neat. I get that it can be a little bit challenging for you to leave your room a little messy and leave your bed unmade. If that's actually you, what you can do is if you keep the covers pulled back for at least an hour or two and then you can make the bed, that would actually be best. If you can leave it unmade altogether, that's even better. The other thing is you can just fold the covers down nice and neat towards the end of the bed to keep your room nice and tidy and orderly. But when you can, we want to leave the bed open, aired out. We want to air out the bed and dry it out as much as we can. And another tip is I caution anyone about putting a mattress directly onto the floor. That's actually not a great idea. I have learned this actually the hard way. I used to have a futon mattress that I put directly on the floor. I like the connection to the ground. I like to be lower to the ground. It actually promotes better sleep for me. But what I found over the course of a couple of months of doing this was one day I lifted the futon mattress up to vacuum and clean underneath the bed, and the underside was completely covered with mold, like really, really bad. So of course I had to completely throw that futon away. Mold spores are not something to mess around with. So this was several years ago, before I became a building biologist and before I knew the importance of air quality and moisture control. But what I was doing was actually trapping that moisture. So as all of us perspire at night and we're very warm, that moisture went into the futon and had no way to escape. So the mold spores underneath the mattress actually were able to grow and proliferate. Really, really not a good situation. So I actually see this a lot when I'm assessing clients' homes. I see mattresses right on the floor. That's actually what our box springs are for. If you notice, when you look at box springs, they're very airy. They have a lot of airflow intentionally. They're intentionally built that way for exactly this reason. Or you may have a bed frame that has slats. So it's never one solid sheet, but there's slats that go across, and this is actually the reason why, so that you can have airflow and let your mattresses air out. So I hope that was helpful to you. Of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, please leave them below and I will be happy to answer them for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you get updated with all of these awesome tips. And I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.